start recording. Okay, so we have these sentences that you have to pick the right answer. So Jonas turi brolį, neturi brolio. That's first one. Antras, Marija turi katę, šunį. If you did your homework, then I will ask also like the other answer. What does he not have? So we can practice both rules. Then we have Lina mėgsta sportą, muziką. Jurgis turi močiutę, neturi močiutės. So he has a grandma, he doesn't have a grandma. Okay, so these are, I wrote them in the chat. I'm gonna share another tab. So I'm also sharing the audio, so you should be able to hear the sound. I will play twice. I will increase the sound so you can hear. Okay. So pirmas pokalbis. So that's the one that was filled out. Let's start with the number 2.
Antras pokalbis.
Can you hear it?
Taip.
Gerai.
Marija, ar čia tavo katė?
Ne, Pauliau, aš neturiu katės. Turiu šunį. Ar tu turi katę?
Turiu katę ir šunį.
Gerai, antras kartas, second time.
Antras pokalbis.
Marija, ar čia tavo katė?
Ne, Pauliau, aš neturiu katės. Turiu šunį. Ar tu turi katę?
Turiu katę ir šunį.
Okay. So, ar Marija turi katę?
Ne, Marija neturi katės, Marija turi šunį.
Taip. O Paulius, ar Paulius turi katę?
Paulius turi šunį ir katę.
Yeah, and we can also say sometimes abu, both. He has both. Abu. Gerai. Trečias pokalbis.
Trečias pokalbis.
Lina, einame šeštadienį vakare į sporto klubą.
Šeštadienį einu į koncertą. Aš nemėgstu sporto.
O aš mėgstu ir sportą, ir muziką.
Gerai, antras kartas, second time.
Trečias pokalbis.
Lina, einame šeštadienį vakare į sporto klubą.
Šeštadienį einu į koncertą. Aš nemėgstu sporto.
O aš mėgstu ir sportą, ir muziką.
Gerai, ar Lina mėgsta sportą?
Lina nemėgsti sporto. Lina mėgsti muziką.
Taip, mėgsta, just mėgsta. Yeah. Mėgsta is one of those, like if you see in the third person mėgsta, then it's just Lina, so third person. The ones turėti, turi, turėjo, so these of these chapters, some of them. Žiūrėti, žiūri, žiūrėjo. Like these will be the third person, but mėgsta is the type that we already know. Taip. Tas kitas žmogus, I forgot his name. This other guy. Ar jis mėgsta sportą? Does he like sports?
Jis mėgsta sportą ir muziką.
Yeah. He said ir sportą, ir muziką. So that's like Lithuanian way of saying both sports and music. Like I like both. Gerai.
Atsiprašau, vieną klausimas. So abu is nominative, and if as I understand, right?
Abu
if
does
I want
not
to
decline.
say,
Abu does not decline. It's just both.
does not decline. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a good one. I mean, it declines maybe if you would say neturi abiejų, for example. It doesn't have both. Or neither.
Yes, that's what I wanted to say. Like, jis turi... jis neturi.
Neturi. Taip.
Wait, why does it decline? Okay, no.
Yeah,
Now I don't understand yet.
Yeah, abu is like, if you want to say both, like he has both, so positive. if it's negative, for example, jis nemėgsta abiejų. He doesn't like either, like neither of these two. So that's the only declination that you need to know for now, for this one.
And nominative is abu as well,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Abu. Mhm.
gerai. Okay, ketvirtas pokalbis.
Ketvirtas pokalbis.
Mano močiutė gyvena Vilniuje. Kur gyvena tavo močiutė, Jurgi?
Aš neturiu močiutės, Agne. Turiu tik senelį. Mano senelis taip pat gyvena Vilniuje.
Antras kartas, second time.
Ketvirtas pokalbis.
Mano močiutė gyvena Vilniuje. Kur gyvena tavo močiutė, Jurgi?
Aš neturiu močiutės, Agne. Turiu tik senelį. Mano senelis taip pat gyvena Vilniuje.
Gerai. Taigi, ar Jurgis turi močiutę, ar neturi močiutės?
Jurgis neturi močiutės.
Taip, kur gyvena Jurgio senelis?
Vilniuje?
Taip, Vilniuje. Jis turi tik senelį, tik only, tik senelį. Kur gyvena Agnės močiutė? Agnė turi močiutę.
Agnės močiutė irgi gyvena Vilniuje?
Taip, irgi. Also. Irgi, taip pat. These are for also. Okay. Yeah, then we had another exercise that was prepared by me. Turiu, neturiu, and that was tekstinė užduotis. Taip. So I will now read, and I will leave those gaps so you can insert the right case there. Gerai. Šiandien šeštadienis. Aš grįžtu iš darbo. What's the ending? Kas žino, who knows?
Iš darbo.
Taip, iš darbo, anksti rytą. Mano žmona dar miega. Virtuvėje regiu katę. Jis sėdi ir žiūri pro langą. Aš einu į virtuvę, taip, ir ruošiu pusryčius. Bet neturiu pieno.
Pieno ir cukraus.
Taip, puikiai. Aš greitai važiuoju į
parduotuvę.
Taip, ten susitinku kaimyną. Jis perka duoną. How would it be?
Duona.
Duona.
But sorry, like what's the ending? Is it like more longer?
Yeah,
the
I mean, if
emphasis.
we need to emphasize when we speak and we need to give the answer, we can emphasize it so that it's clearer for me that you added that tail there.
But is it similar like in Latvian long A sound wise?
I would say yeah, it is similar. Maybe it's like quality is a bit softer because Latvian generally can sound solid. Those are. Yeah, so it's in that direction. But generally, like if you speak quickly, you may not always hear that of the tail. We just need to we emphasize it when we need to know that this is that long with the tail there.
Okay.
Gerai. O aš perku
Pieną.
Taip, ir
cukrų.
Taip. Paskui važiuoju. I'm going
Į namus.
Taip, į namus, one way to say, and then there's the irregular one, namo. I'm going home, namo. But į namus also works. That's actually plural ending here, in accusative. Taip, toliau. Dabar mano žmona, ir mūsų sūnus pusryčiaujame svetainėje. So what's the in? Kur? We're having breakfast in... What's the ending?
Svetainėje.
Taip, svetainėje. Staiga, suddenly, žmona sako, oi, aš neturiu šaukštelis. Aš neturiu.
Šaukštelio.
Taip, šaukštelio. Aš neturiu šaukštelio. Tada ji paima šaukštelį, so she picks up iš stalčius. Iš. So that's genitive. What's the ending?
Iš stalčių.
Stalčiaus.
This was mistake.
No, that was not a mistake. Basically, Oscar wrote iš stalčių, and that actually would be plural genitive. So basically, if you mean that there's like, you have these cabinets and you had to take it from the cabinets. So technically, like, you could get away with that. But stalčiaus if it's singular. Gerai. Paskui, later, mes visi kartu einame pavaikščioti. We'll go for a walk. Mes einame į parką.
Parką.
Parką, taip. Mūsų sūnus žaidžia žaidimų aikštelėje.
Žaidimų aikštelėje.
Taip, žaidimų aikštelėje. So, locative case, always that yeah ending. Vakare mes grįžtame iš parko.
Iš parko.
Taip, puikiai pavargę, so we're tired, bet laimingi, but we're happy. Aš turiu nuotrauką, picture.
Nuotrauką.
Nuotraukos.
Nuotrauką. Yeah, aš turiu nuotrauką. I have a picture iš mūsų dienos, from our day. Štai. So štai is like when you say here it is. Štai. Gerai.
So sorry, about stalčius, isn't it, genitive? So I thought I would use stalčiaus if I say aš neturiu. Yeah?
Taip. This is singular. But Oscar wrote iš stalčių, and I explained to him that if you spoke about like multiple their cabinets, like, you know, like drawers, then
no, I missed the word ish there actually.
Oh,
wait.
Yeah.
Wait, no, that's what I mean. So
Yeah.
Okay, so if it's singular, what is the correct like
Iš
currently?
stalčiaus. Yeah, like Vilnius, Vilniaus. Stalčiaus. Stalčius.
Ish. Yeah, I now remember that. Yes, of course, it demands this case. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But I think I did like it's just I think I overlooked the table. I didn't even think about it as a plural, so it's mistake, but accidentally correct.
Yeah, it's because you write emails in Lithuanian and I overestimated you. I was like, okay, maybe you thought about the multiple cabinets.
The emails are done with some help.
Okay. Su pagalba.
Su pagalba.
Yeah, su pagalba, with help. Okay. Gerai, so that was the homework, and now let's go to today's topic, and today we're talking about the plural. Okay, let me find the little table that we're working. Okay, found it. Okay, so we studied these endings. Brolis, so masculine, brolis, brother. Mokinys, so student, pupil, that's masculine, is. I call these sister endings because, like I said, they often have similarities in the way they are declined. In most cases, I think maybe there's one that's a bit different, that's vocative. Otherwise, they always are the same. Then we have teta. So this is feminine. So and teta. Pusseserė, feminine. Sūnus, that's us, like Vilnius, for example. That's us, masculine. Then we have moteris, or usually, and you will hear people say moteris sometimes, and there is a paradigm to it. It's feminine, so is ending that is feminine. So, for example, pilis, castle, pilies gatvė. And then we have these annoying, irregular ones, sesuo, duktė. So, sesers, dukters. Like I always say, when you learn from the table, at least one case for these. For example, we have seser, dukter, and then we follow those and decline. That's the one that it states, and nominative is the odd one out. So, but today we're learning plural. And we have an example. We already had a little bit of plural chiming in when we had mano kaimynai, my neighbors. We had in the text, if you remember, vaikai, kids, vaikas, kid, vaikai. So, čia yra mano broliai. Here, these are my brothers. Čia yra mano broliai. Ar čia yra tavo seserys? Are these your sisters? So let's see how they change. So we have tėvas, father, tėvas, tėvai. Well, in this case, you could say tėvai if we speak about multiple fathers, but in general meaning, it's usually parents. Like mano tėvai, my parents. Brolis, brother, broliai. Mokinys, mokiniai. So you see these are, they end up the same, A. That EAE, Lithuanians that struggle, well, students, people that learn Lithuanian as non-native language never make this mistake. But Lithuanians may make a mistake and write broliai, mokiniai with A, and that's that sound. So that's, I don't know, maybe it's our imperfect orthography. Broliai, mokiniai. Brolis, broliai, mokinys, mokiniai. So these are going to be same endings for is and is in plural. Then we have teta and tetos. Teta, tetos. Pusseserė, so cousin. Pusseserės. Pusseserė, pusseserės. If you already remember the genitive endings, you will see that they look kind of like the same. Teta, tetos, pusseserė, pusseserės. So they're like kind of also S appears there, and O. Then we have sūnus, so son, sūnus, 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 sūnus. So two long U's. This is the youngest letter in our alphabet, by the way, U. Sūnus, sūnus. Then we have moteris, moterys. Moteris, moterys. So for example, if we have pilis, like castle, pilys. Stotis, stotys. And then we have these irregular ones. So like I said, when you learn at least one case, when declining these kinds of like that, usually duktė is kind of like very irregular. But usually they end with uo. And they are the ones that they're the more common irregular ones. So you learn, for example, we have sesuo, sesers. Then we have akmuo, stone, akmens. Then, for example, ruduo, autumn or fall, rudens. Basically, for Oscars and Andreas, if you see uo that or kind of noun. Just remember the Latvian word, and that's going to be the form for declination. So that's the ones that are sneaky. For example, akmens, akmeni, and then so we go. Akmenys, many stones. Akmenys. Taip. And then we have some exceptions here. Well, this one I wouldn't call exception. I will explain to you why. Mano tėtis yra profesorius. My dad is a professor. Mano mama ir tėtis yra universiteto profesoriai. So with EIE. Now what happens? Why is there sūnus, sūnus, but profesorius, profesoriai? It's because of that I letter. For example, we have vaisius. That's a fruit, right? A fruit. And vaisiai in plural. So if you see that this is not us ending, but us, then this is going to be also EIE ending. So, for example, vaisius, vaisiai, profesorius, profesoriai, and so on.
Couldn't be it also part of the table above if it's EUs, then it's always EI and that ending, or that's some different rule.
No, it's can you repeat the question? I want to understand it.
So, as I understand, if it's EUs ending right, then it's EI changes to EI.
Taip.
So I'm just confused why it's not part of the table already above.
It's a good question, but not for me. I think.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's because vaisiai is like maybe chapters later, so they kind of like because you will notice that also plural declinations were with exceptions before. For example, į šiaulius, šiauliuose, like when we speak about plural cities. But yeah, you can write it down if you're having notes that is, us, is a endings for plural. So whenever you see vaisiai, vaisius, vaisiai, profesorius, profesoriai. The one that's really an exception is kavinėje yra tik vienas žmogus. So at the cafe, there's only one person, žmogus. Kavinėje yra 5 žmonės. So plural is different. Žmogus, human, one person. Žmonės is people. Kind of like English, that they are not the same. And I probably have told you that žmona, the wife, used to be like feminine, human. Okay, and then we have, of course, šuo, šunys. So this is again dog. So sesuo, seserys, duktė, dukterys, šuo, šunys. Aš neturiu šuns. What else? Aš turiu šunį. So this is that ending. Kind of like moteris, moterys. Yeah. If it helps, you, of course, can make yourself like a chart, like collecting the endings the way like it makes sense to you. Because, yeah, like some of these, like, and also among teachers, there can be some disagreements the way we imagine regarding professors as we speak about it. Okay. So then we have an exercise. Going down, yeah. So ignore the numbers. These are just first word, pirmas žodis, antras žodis, trečias. They're not like for numerals. Let's look through if we understand all of them. So teta and ambasada, embassy. Kas yra sekmadienis?
Sunday.
Pusbrolis.
Cousin.
Cousin.
Yeah.
Cousin.
Brolis is brother. Senelis, we already had. Grandpa. Studente, student, female student. Katė, cat. Sūnus is son. Turgus, kas yra turgus?
Market.
Yeah, market. Šeima, kas yra šeima?
Family.
Family. Diena is day. Pilis is castle. Naktis is night. Sesuo, sister. Duktė, daughter. Okay, so I will share the grammar. I've already had already added Lithuanian nominative cases, so you can check the endings and practice. I will give 10 minutes. Let's see if that's enough or we need more. So this will be the first exercise that we do today with the plurals. Okay. Sėkmės. That was quick. So it was not the most difficult we've had. Or it doesn't look so far.
So far, just looking at table and
Okay.
comparing
Yeah.
endings.
Okay, so let's take a look. So we have teta, tetos, ambasada, Oscar, plural.
Ambasados.
Taip, puikiai. Aleksej, sekmadienis.
Sekmadieniai.
Puikiai. Anton, pusbrolis.
Pusbrolis.
Pusbroliai. Yeah, this is masculine ending. Pusbrolis, pusbroliai. You probably, moteris, that one, moterys. Moteris, pilis, yeah, this can be tricky sometimes slip. Gerai, Oskar, brolis.
Broliai.
Aleksej, senelis.
Seneliai.
Taip, puikiai. Anton, studentė.
Studentarys.
Taip, studentės, puikiai. Katė, Oskar.
Katės.
Taip, Aleksej, sūnus.
Sūnus.
Taip. Anton, turgus.
Turgus.
Taip, puikiai. Oskar, šeima.
Šeimos.
Taip, puikiai. Diena. Aleksej.
Dienos.
Taip. Pilis, Anton.
Piliai.
Pilys. So this is the feminine
Pilys.
ones. Yeah. That's why there's that cat with the bow in her hair. Yeah, pilys. And same with naktis. Oskar.
Tada bus naktys.
Naktys, taip. Sesuo, Aleksej.
Seserys.
Taip. Ir duktė, Anton.
Duktės.
Dukterys. Yeah, sometimes, yeah, this is also the exception. Not exception, it's like these irregular ones. Duktė, dukterys. But if you say duktės, maybe if you used it, for example, if you say about duktės namų darbai, my daughter's homework, that's when that irregular can be breached a little bit, but generally duktė, dukterys. Taip. But it's not an easy one. Gerai. Then we have this.
Viena klausimas. Diena. Dienos in genitive and dienos as plural. Will they be
Yes.
pronounced differently?
Yeah, it's a good question. A very good question. So, dienos pietus, that's lunch of the day, ir dienos. So, if you think about that, yeah, they kind of correlate. It's a good observation. So, for example, we have teta. So, let's say Anne's lunch. Tetos pietus. Like, I will add the stress mark here. Tetos pietus. Tetos pietus. That's genitive. So Anne's lunch. And then we have tetos. So like aunts, multiple aunts. So usually the paradigm that would be, of course, you can always expect surprises with Lithuanian, but the one that I've observed, and I'm pretty certain that in most cases it works this way, is that it's going to be like, if it's in the genitive, like it's going to be in the root of the word. So datos, that's plural. Yeah, datos, dienos, that's plural, if it's in the root. So I will write dienos, datos, plural. Then we have, I'm just changing keyboards like a maniac here because Lithuanian keyboard does not have stress marks. Tetos, dienos, that's genitive. So when it's in the ending. But as always, like always, I always say you can check this info. So in those cases, like if you see that there's like a stress mark, like a wave over the word, over a vowel, then that means that can jump to the end, usually the stress. If it comes from the right, doesn't always work from the right, like so E with the like pointer from the right, that means it's going to be pretty stable. But yeah, this is like it's like a bit maybe advanced explanation, but like I still appreciate if you ask, because like there are paradigms, but they can always be broken. So if you see like some situation where it doesn't work like that, it's just we have 8 groups of accentuation, and that's only very standard. So yeah, that's the tricky part of Lithuanian language, and we always have to listen. But of course, I try to add those stress marks as much as I can, where I feel like, for example, if there are pitch accents, so lauk, wait for me, and lauk, get out. So trust me, if there's gonna be a case where it's like as crucial and that you change it, then I'm definitely adding a stress mark for you so you understand which part. Okay. Then we have aštuntas, number 8. So we have here 2 groups. So vienas ir du. So sesuo, sister, one sister. Vaikai, kids, berniukas. Boy, šeimos, that's families. Yeah, so maybe let's do it again on our own, because I'm gonna cough into the mic and Andreas is gonna be listening to me coughing. So let's I will give 10 minutes, but of course if you finish early you can let me know. Okay. Okay, so let's take a look. So broliai, Oskars.
Taip, broliai yra antra.
Taip, so plural. Seserys, Aleksej.
Du seseris.
Taip, seserys, plural. Sūnėnai, Anton.
Du sūnenai.
Taip. Now, sūnėnas, what does it mean? This is nephew. We've had less of this one, nephew. And the next one is dukterėčia, and that is niece, dukterėčia. Okay, Oskars, dukterėčia.
Dukterėčia pirma.
Taip, gerai. Vyrai, Aleksej.
Du vyrai.
Mergaitė, Anton.
Vienas mergaitė.
Taip, viena mergaitė. One. Sūnūs. That's Oscars.
Antra.
Seneliai. Aleksei.
Viena senelė.
Taip.
A moment. Like senelė is like it's feminine, but I think but wasn't it granddad?
Yeah, it is senelė ir senelis.
So senel. Okay.
Yeah, we have many words for grandparents, but if you read like some fairy tale, then it's always gonna be gyveno, kartą, senelis ir senelė. So once upon a time there lived a grandpa and a grandma. Yeah, so this can be also grandma. Gerai, toliau Anton, berniukai.
Du berniukai.
Taip, puikiai. Mama, Oskars.
Viena mama.
Taip. Pusbroliai, Aleksei.
Du pusbroliai.
Taip, pusseserė, that's Anton.
Viena pusseserė.
Taip, žmona, that's Oskars.
Viena žmona.
Merginos, Aleksei.
Du merginos.
Močiutės, that's Anton.
Du močiutės.
Taip, tėtis, that's Oskars.
Vienas tētis.
Taip, dukterys, Aleksei.
Du dukterys.
Taip, ir dėdė is uncle. It's a mislead. Uncles are mysterious people, and it kind of looks from first glance, it's gonna be feminine, but that's masculine. So Anton, dėdė.
Viena dėdė.
Taip, vienas dėdė.
Wait, so with dėdė you say vienas?
Yeah, it's masculine.
Well, I thought if it's grammatically, so to say, like I don't know, morphologically feminine.
Yeah, it looks feminine, but in those cases, it's like when they say that gender is defined also by the context of the word. So that's uncle. Yeah, but it's definitely, and it's when you decline it, it's also like declines like the feminine ending.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm interested in terms of whether I put here vienas or viena. So
I would say vienas.
Essentially, vienas. So yeah, you have to look it up. I see.
Yeah, we will learn. I left it for the next time. Actually, these numerals because they're gendered in Lithuanian as well. But I have just the right song for learning it, like kids' song, and I want to leave that for later. And now just learn the plural endings as such. Okay. Okay.
Atsiprašau, bet mergaitė ir merginos, it's also not like, it's the same, right?
Mergaitė is like a girl that's like a minor. So like the girl that goes to school. Mergaitė eina į mokyklą. Mergina, you could say that's paauglė, so teenager, and onward, so like studentė. Mergina eina į gimnaziją, that's our last grades, arba į universitetą, if that's the question.
Okay, suprantu.
Yeah.
Mergina.
Yeah.
Ne mergina.
Mergina.
Gerai.
Mergina. Yeah. Taip. Then I have some words prepared here too. Another one that's like kind of goes to that box with vaisiai and vaisiai profesoriai is muziejus. That's also muziejai. And that's the J is also the soft consonant. So that's muziejus, muziejai. Good to remember. Then we have bendrabučiai. Bendrabutis. So when you see the TIS in the end, that T will go, it's gonna transform to ch. Just like in genitive, it's just more regular with plural. Then we have bažnyčia. What is that gonna be in plural?
Bažnyčiai.
Bažnyčios. Bažnyčia. A. Taip. A. Changes to os. Yeah, we're practicing. Ligoninė, hospital. What is that gonna change to?
Ligoninės.
Taip, ligoninė, ligoninės. Ligoninė, ligoninės. So, A changes to S. Never say, like, yeah, in Lithuanian, ligoninė is hospital, but if you say hospicas or hospitalis, something like that, it's gonna be the hospice. So don't scare people if you ever say hospicas, then people understand that it's like the last stop. Ambasada, we already had this one. What does it change to?
Ambasados.
And then we have stotis. Stotis, so feminine. What does it change to?
Stotis.
Stotis, taip. Stotis. Gerai. Taip. Then we have euras. Euro. Vienas euras. What does that change to?
Eurai.
Eurai. S changes to I. Then we have centas. A cent. What does it change to?
Centai.
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 Taip. Then universitetas we had. What did it change to?
Universitetai.
Universitetai.
Taip. Tada, what else? Draugas ir draugė. What are they changing into?
Draugai ir draugeris.
Draugės. Draugai ir draugės. That sounded like a communist party meeting, like greeting. Draugai ir draugės. Studente, what does it change into?
Studentes.
Studentės. Then we have Kazlauskas ir Kazlauskienė. So this is the most common Lithuanian last name. Kazlauskienė is his wife. Ienė is wife, even though it's already dying, that suffix, I think.
Kazlauskai.
Ir
Kazlauskienės.
taip, Kazlauskai ir Kazlauskienės. But if it's a family, these are surnames. If it's a family, we say Kazlauskai. So as a family, as a unit. But this is like, imagine like some family meeting, greeting, and there are like some summit of Kazlauskai. They could organize a big summit in Lithuania. It's a popular surname. Ironically, even though it's the most popular, I've never met one. So that's how it happens with statistics sometimes. Sportininkas.
Sportininkai.
Sportininkai. Then what else we have? Okay, byla ir bilienė.
Bylos.
Ir bilienės. Yeah, we have this, if you ever find, I would not recommend reading that book for a beginner because it's considered to be one of the richest novels when it comes to vocabulary in Lithuanian. Dėdės ir dėdienės. So uncles and their wives. Vaižgantas is the writer of it. Vaižgantas is like his real name was Juozas Tumas. Vaižgantas, if you ever go to Kaunas and next to the church, prie bažnyčios, there's a bench, yra suoliukas, and there's a man sitting, and then there's his daksas. So that is built for that writer, because he was famous in Kaunas for always taking this little dog for a walk by Nemunas, prie Nemuno, and people would meet him always there. So that's his sort of novel, and it's pretty much about Lithuanian character, like how Lithuanians are. And then there's Mykoliukas, this very shy man, labai drovus vyrukas, very shy guy, who like he has a crush on Severiute, who's in love with a nobleman, a German nobleman. He has a little altar for her and like writes poems and stuff. He never confesses in love, and he's also whatever he's asked, he's gonna do. Like there's Mykoliukas Shen, Mykoliukas ten. Shen ten is like here and there, so like he's being sent here and there all the time. So that's Dėdės and Dėdienes. But that Iena is kind of being replaced by, like, of my generation, I don't know a single woman pretty much, or maybe my cousin from a smaller city, but most ladies already drop that en. That's a married woman suffix, and they just add the ending. So it used to be actually called Latviška pavardė, that paradigm. So like Latvian women, how they change their surname, so that Lithuanian women also drop that en, like as in like en, like husband's surname plus en. Okay, now we.
So wait. So usually en is just a suffix that you take for your surname, right?
Yeah, basically.
And the name
your
of that
husband-
novel has the suffix added to Dėdė.
Yeah, so uncles and their wives, like uncles and their wives, literally when translated. Yeah, that's how it works. Yeah, that's that.
Yeah.
That. Yeah.
I mean, like, essentially, is it something like the author invented as a word, or is it kind of used that way?
Which word?
Language. Dėdienis.
It is used.
Dėdienis.
It is used.
It's
It's
used.
basically uncle's wife. So like an aunt, you can say tata. No one's gonna like say like no, you shouldn't say that.
Okay, can you like do the same? I don't know, the wife of professor, and
Yeah,
like form of a word
professoriene.
professoriene.
I
okay.
remember how Hillary Clinton would be called and spoken, like Clintoniene.
Oh,
That's Hillary
okay.
Clinton. Yeah. So it can be done that way. Professoriene. Depends, like a man's like, after all, my dad's surname, like I have the daughter's surname, but he was Kubilius, which is Cooper, so he would be a Cooper professionally, and his wife Kubiliena, so basically that was a Cooper and his wife, and then it picked up. Yeah. Okay.
but in contemporary Lithuanian, it's not widely used, or is it still?
It is used to some extent. Like you can use it, you can go ahead and use it, like those iene. Like if you add, I think that even would be charming for Lithuanians and so on. Non-native speaker would use it. Also, the DNA is used. But when I was speaking about it, I meant that when women marry and change their surnames, they don't take it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Like they take it, like depends on the region. I think in Vilnius, women at first they had dvigubos pavardės, so double surnames, so your own, and then the husbands with iene. But nowadays it's already like kind of popular to be not Stankevičienė, for example, but Stankevičė. That's like, yeah. Okay, now let's talk about what I have prepared for you, and I will really want you to watch it. I hope you will like it. I tried to pick something that would not be super childish, like, where you have to just stare at some. So this is like kind of the most optimal variant. So this is transcription done by me. This is Gustavo Encyclopedia. And I grew up with that show. You can still find 1999 is the first episode. You can find it on YouTube, actually, if you're interested. And it grew into something that is still going. It's still a thing. And it's pretty much, now they're talking about other countries, about Lithuanian cities. This is, as you can see, is about Klaipėda. And also the salos, that's islands. So yeah, how I will want you to do it, and what will I want you to do it. So you can skim read, you know, like as a concept, like quickly read through the English translation. Quickly just look at the main points, main words. The video actually has the subtitles there, you can switch on. They have some little typos there, but they're pretty well done. I also looked into that, and there's a transcription. Now, what are these emboldened words? They are plural, but not only plural as nominative, but also plural in genitive. Sausumos plotelių, salų, salelių. So that's plural genitive, always ends without u with the tail. Salos, augalų, and simbolius. What else? We have žvilgsnius, and so on. So all of these that I marked, maybe I left some, for example, skalviai ir kuršiai, so that's Baltic tribes. I picked the ones that like I thought that like are not too scientific or something too niche. Yeah, so I just put them, and they're all of them that are some of them can be locative, but the main cases are nominative, genitive, and accusative, the ones that are emboldened. Yeah, and then there's plural grammar. So we have this table for nominative. This table, ignore the numbers for now. It has accusative endings. Us, as, us, eris. And these are locative cases in case you find them. And also the genitive plural always ends with u. Like these salos, salų, trakai, trakų, rumšiškės, rumšiškių, druskininkai, druskininkų, always, never, like no exceptions there. So yeah, so skim read through the English version, and maybe I would also added the translations for those plural words. It's I found the one that would be like as you know, as like animated as possible, so that there's not just one talking head talking all the time, but there's like some action going on. So they're gonna talk about the islands as a geographic concept, and they're going to talk about Klaipėda history, like the Lithuanian, the way Lithuanians want to tell it to their kids. And I will show you the video a little bit too. And this is the intro. This is what so we can switch on the if I speak too quickly, you can switch to the 08. I checked that this is where they don't sound drunk, but they also sound like they speak slowly. Saugokis, which means protect yourself. Yeah, and this will be like there will be semi-animations, animations, and like ocean videos. Yeah, so that is what I will want you to watch. And for homework, if you have time, you can prepare a little table. So looking at the ones you have with the endings, and just pick out maybe there are a lot of those nouns, but you can pick like 10 of them and put them like sort of, you know, in the table. Like these are nominative endings, and these are genitive, and they're all plural. Any questions? Any anxieties? Anything?
Well, mostly, I mean, for the future, because right now I'm mostly not speaking of segments. I'm speaking of all the other additional materials. Like I have a lot of different words written in my notebook. How do I repeat them? Because of course I can come up with something myself, like anti cards, etc. But if you can provide like some reference, like here is what you should do to repeat some of our additional words. That would be nice.
Additional words
Like,
as in...
I mean the ones from like description, like from the text that you provide, not from segments.
Yeah.
Because
Well-
I'd like to keep them in my vocabulary and like not lose them. Because the ones in segments, we see them all the time, and honestly, like segments is easier to understand after a while.
Yeah, is it the, you mean do you want the pronunciation or?
No. I want just like some structured approach to repeating them from you if possible.
Yeah, okay, I will think about it. Thanks for the feedback. And yeah.
Yeah, like maybe like segments has their vocabulary at the end of it lesson. You could like, I don't know, do same vocabulary in Google Docs. Like here are the words that we want to keep
I
in our
always attach
vocabulary
them to
as
the
a group.
readings.
Yeah,
Or
to
is
the
it not?
readings. Yeah, I remember, but yeah, and still, but yeah, they are in all different files, and again,
Okay,
I
will
could
think
come up with some way to repeat them myself, but yeah, if you have
I
any
will think-
suggestions how I keep
Yeah.
them in vocabulary, we can like
I
get
will
them
think-
there.
Yeah, I will think about it. Thanks.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's it, and gero žiūrėjimo. You will learn how to say viewers and listeners. So enjoy ir ačiū labai. Iki.
Iki.
Iki.